I'm Caitlin Osmond, and welcome back to What's Up Coco Video Edition. There's so much negativity in the world, but I know two people who have an abundance of positivity. They can encapsulate that energy in every word and every performance that they have to inspire hundreds of people of all backgrounds. I had the opportunity to sit down and talk to them about how they inspire people now in a time when we desperately need inspiration. They have a way to get people up off their couches and moving and have smiles on their faces. Please welcome the definition of what performing should be, Elladj Balde and Michelle Dawley.
What inspired Skate Global?
Skate Global started because back in the day, I was still competing. And Liam Fierce, a good friend of yours as well, and we wanted to find a way to give back. We wanted to share everything we've learned in our sport through our experience and share that to the next generation of skaters. And we didn't really know how to do that. And then the idea came to start doing seminars together. And that's when Skate Global kind of started, but it was mainly just like, okay, let's go and do some seminars here and there. And then it slowly evolved into this thing that is now, which is, not only is it about teaching seminars and sharing our experience, but it's mainly about empowering skaters and giving them the opportunity to not only learn from us, but get inspired by us and by each other. Create a community that we can all be together and be in this space and share as much as possible. And about a year into, about a year into the process, Liam and I had to go separate ways. He was really busy with his work. I decided to go full on with this, and that's when Michelle fully came on board with us. And since then, it has been absolutely incredible. And this, a lot of the ideas that we have and the energy that comes into the seminars that we do, like the one we did, the Outer Performance, is inspired by Michelle, of course. She has so much experience in teaching and in helping skaters open up, or helping people open up in a way that they are not used to. And she does that really well. So we decided to move forwards with that and actually teach specific classes to do that, to tap into something that's unique to you. And so Skate Global is a community, and we help each other grow, heal. We stand together and we share.
I love it. Speaking of art of performance, that camp last year was by far one of my favorite camps I've ever been to, participated or taught in. So it was something really special. Did it exceed you guys' expectations, or?
Man, like 1,000%. It was, I think what was really cool is you always have an idea in your head of how you want things to go and how you want, I guess for us, it was like more the way we wanted it to feel, the way we wanted the students to feel, the difference that we wanted to feel we made even in 3 short days. And weren't sure if we were going to feel that or not, even though we had that idea in our heads. And I think, like, especially on the last day at the end, it was just so overwhelming. And it was just that feeling of, like, we saw kids that were completely changed and skaters that had a newfound motivation for their training and for what they did. And that's exactly what we set out to do. So it was so fulfilling in that way.
And, a big part of it being what it was our group, the faculty. The group that we had, we were all on board for the same mission. We were all together to move forwards in a way that's gonna not only help the skaters, but bring them a new perspective, heal them in certain ways, and empower them. And I think that us coming together is one of the biggest pillars of what this was. It was one of my favorite. I think it's the best experience I've ever had in terms of teaching a seminar or being part of a seminar. And I'm not being biased here. It's really truly from the result of what we saw in kids and parents, and what they've expressed to us after this weekend was was overwhelming, and it really showed us that we are on the right path in terms of there's a demand for this kind of seminar.
For sure. What I noticed when I was there was that skating is so competitive, and people are always looking over their shoulder to see who's behind them so that they can push forward. And that's what I didn't feel at that camp. There was so much of a community, and so many people just started supporting one another. And because of that, they were able to open up so much more. So I think that seeing that was something incredible to witness.
Yeah, and just to add to that, it's like, that competitiveness, it's important in our sport, because you want to be able to, push yourself. You want to be able to grow, but the focus of competition is it's very stressful. There's a lot of pressure around it, and it creates a lot of negative emotions and self-doubt, and so many things that we all deal with once we realize the impact it has on us. And so, like you said, this weekend was really about healing that part, and be like, you can do this sport, but not have to be in this competitive state. And that way you can, find ways to enjoy it in different ways.
You guys created this opportunity for the community to come together in a non-judgmental scenario, again, because, well, we're all in our own place, so worst comes to worst, we can shut our camera off. So Move at Home, what inspired that?
Well, I think that came from, quarantine. At the very beginning, it was so confusing. Like, no one really knew how long this was going to last. What is this even? And everyone's just kind of trying to figure out their new normal. I started to quickly realize that I got contacted by a lot of figure skating coaches wanting to do movement sessions for their skaters, because really that's one of the few things that figure skaters can do right now, because they actually don't have, access to ice, which is like your home. And so we started getting contacted by all these people, and realizing that we didn't really have enough hours in the day to put on all these dance classes. And so we had this idea. We were thinking, well, wouldn't it be cool if this kind of training was accessible to everybody? If we could make this something that we could do once a week, and everybody comes together, and it forces like hundreds of people to be on the same Zoom call dancing together. It forces people in the community to connect with each other through this class. We're like, what, that could be pretty cool. And then that way we do our weekly class, and everyone can sort of join in on that, and we're able to like really help everyone and give back in that kind of a way. And so we tried it, and even the first one, it's always so fulfilling every week, and every week it just gets even more and more and more, up until I think last week was like my favorite week so far. You can just tell that you see people opening up even more every week, and sharing even more, and connecting even more, and falling naturally just deeper into our mission and our purpose, which is, it's remembering why you love what you do, and connecting to that, and connecting to, of course, always the technical side and athletic side of figure skating, but also the performance side, and tapping into your artistry and your creativity, and letting that fuel your motivation for what you do, and light a fire and a spark underneath of you to achieve whatever you can, and to not let fear stand in your way. So it's been so amazing and so special, those weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Who can participate in the class, and who has been participating in the classes?
So we have opened the class up. Well, we initially opened it up to basically it's free. I mean, we do it donation based. You can donate to charity, whatever is comfortable for you, but we really want everyone to be able to participate, and nothing to hold you back from participating. So it's open to any and all figure skaters. The level of dance that we're doing is a little bit higher. We try to teach as slow as possible, but it is a bit of a higher level. Something that I've really enjoyed seeing is that our younger ones, 8 and 9-year-olds, they keep coming back every week, because they're just really inspired by what they're seeing, and it's a nice hour in their day. Even if they're not getting the choreography perfectly, they're connecting with other skaters, they're watching other skaters, they're being inspired. And then I always say, if you just want to take the first 2/8 of the combo and try to master that, you know, if it feels too hard, it's really nice because everybody can just sort of work at their own pace. So it really is open to any and all levels. And yeah, and we even have a few people now that are not necessarily figure skaters, but maybe they're roller skaters or other types of athletes that are
We have
interested. And
what is she?
downhill skier.
Downhill
Yeah.
skier that's gonna take our class too. She just loves
Yeah.
movement. So it's expanding to more than skating, you know.
Yeah.
And I think that
People
that's a
that
really
love to
beautiful
move,
thing.
and people that want to express themselves and move without any judgment. The thing that I love the most is like every single week watching hundreds of videos that people send us, and they're just in their living rooms, they're halfway across the world in Indonesia, and they're all just moving, and it doesn't matter if they're doing the steps right, they're all expressing themselves, and it's such a beautiful thing to see. It really is amazing.
Yeah, and if to answer your other question, some of the people you might have recognized in the skating world, you know, obviously you've been taking a class. We've seen Caitlin and Andrew. We've seen Shane. We've seen Encaro. We've seen Guillaume. I mean, I'll probably forget a bunch of names, but we've seen Satoko, Jeremy, Yuka. I mean, Jason Brown. Yeah, there's so many people, and there's some that Meryl Davis. There's some people that we don't even know necessarily that maybe took her class, but there's a few of us that have been taking the class regularly, and it's been fun, and it's been cool to get together as as friends, you know, and you know we don't necessarily get to see each other right now, but we still get to communicate and share this this time to dance together.
You mentioned that it is a free class, but it's for donation based, and you've picked a number of amazing charities. I worked out that one was on Earth Day, so that was pretty standard as to why you picked that charity. But what other charities have you reached out to, and what draws you to those ones?
We're trying to go in a direction where we can have as much impact depending on the situation. Right now, obviously Earth Day was Earth Day, so we had to pick an environmental cause, but not that we had to, but we wanted to. But the other ones, you know, one of the ones that that was really close to my heart is, you know, COVID-19 has affected the whole world, but some of the regions in the world that are even more affected than us are third world countries, and countries where their economic system is already unstable, their medical system is already unstable. There's so many things that make it even harder for them to deal with this situation. And so that was one of the charities that we decided to pick, because I find that by supporting this kind of cause, we can help people even that are even more in need than someone in the developed world. So that was one of them. Another one, Save the Children's, was, you know, it says it in the name. It's focused on children and illnesses that are difficult to heal. So, you know, their donations go towards research and also towards, you know, maybe certain people and families don't have the means to help their children with whether it's medication or treatments. And so that was another one.
Yeah, and then this week's.
Yeah, do you want to talk about this week?
I mean, I think you should, because it's close to you.
I guess, yeah. So this week, Meryl Davis has her charity in Detroit, and
it's not her charity.
Okay, let's rewind. She works with a charity in Detroit that, and their main focus is to expand skating and to bring skating to a population that maybe first can't afford it, or maybe it's not something that was in their interest, but because of this organization, they're exposed to it and they can fall in love with the sport. And for me, I skated in Detroit for almost 4 years, and I know the impact it can have on a community. And so this week, yeah, we're supporting Meryl in her journey through helping Detroit skaters or non-skaters.
Figure skating in Detroit.
Figure skating in Detroit,
But you guys have a new roommate. Who's your new little roommate?
yeah.
Well, this is Nelson, and he's our little baby. He's a full breed min pin, and we rescued him. We got him from a little shelter. He was found with
In a
his dad
box.
and his mom and his 3 brothers. They were in a box. Someone had just abandoned them. And we were so lucky to be approved to adopt him.
Yeah.
And we thought, what better time than now? We've been wanting a dog for so long. And right now we're together. We're in the same place. We can really dedicate a lot of time and energy to training him as a puppy. And our plan is to train him so that we can travel with him, bring him to shows. We're going to have to really bundle him up if we bring him to the ice rink.
Because he gets chilly pretty fast. We're in California, and some days he's cold, so we're going to have to introduce him to the skating world and make him realize that, you got to toughen up.
Yeah, but he's going to be our little travel buddy.
Yeah.
That's the plan. So
Yeah.
you'll be seeing a lot of him, I'm sure.
Yeah, we're so excited.
All right, so just to end things off, we are going to do a rapid fire questionnaire, quarantine edition.
Perfect.
Hey, let's do it.
Move
Bike
at,
rides.
Move at home with Skate
Oh.
Global.
That's good. Bike rides for me.
Pilates,
Yep. I would say Pilates too.
avocado toast.
Yeah, but for me, it's going to be ice cream
Oh,
with
yeah.
a melted chocolate chip cookie. And then you put it in a bowl with the ice cream. And then you eat that. Yes. Yes. Water with lemon.
Oh, cold brew. Cold brew.
Cold brew for her.
Cold brew.
That
Yeah.
gets her hype. She
Yeah,
gets
I
hype.
can do anything.
She could literally fly to China.
Yeah.
If she want to, but she could if she wanted to on cold brew. And for me, water with lemon and a bit of ginger has been my favorite. Sleeping and naps has been pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm usually of a morning person, but we've kind of shifted our
Our
internal
schedules.
clock and our schedule to a bit later in the morning, which has been nice. But especially with this guy, we have to get up, really early to let him out for his little
Yeah.
relief. He needs to, release himself. But if that, usually we sleep in. So sleeping and naps is pretty good.
Cook.
100%. We've had a
Few.
like maybe
Order.
3 or 4
Yeah. Not
orders
that
maybe
much.
throughout since all of this started. So we've been cooking pretty much every day, and we're pretty proud of that because we used to be the order in kind of people, and we would order in not every day, but on a consistent basis. And we made a pact together, and we decided we were gonna cook as much as possible, and
Yep.
we did, and we've been sticking to that, and it's been pretty fun because she loves cooking.
Yeah.
And she's really good at it, so she's been trying new recipes. I like to cook lunch and breakfast, because it's a lot simpler. I make a really good acai bowl, smoothie bowl.
Yes, he does.
But yeah, so cooking has been the thing for us. We have the best sushi place here, and it's definitely
It's
number
incredible.
1 for us. And number 2 will be there's this vegan. It's called something vegan, and they make a vegan pad see ew.
Funny story, at the very end of Rapid Fire Questions, Quarantine Edition, Michelle and Elladj's computer died. So I didn't get to say bye to them except through text message, but I hope this put a smile on your face like it did mine. What their words they spoke just always fills me with positivity and fills a light in the room, even though I got a little cold during it. But they are truly amazing people, and they have done so much for the world and will continue to do so much. Thanks for watching, and let's see who I have next.